Peace fam, it's Davina, and in today's practice, we're focusing on heart opening. Come to a comfortable seated position. And if you have a seat and you feel like your hips are a little tight, you're welcome to roll up a mat and put it underneath your butt, or you can elevate your hips by sitting on top of a block. All right. Circles. Send your chest forward, sideways, backward, and around. And as you move in this way, notice how your spine feels, what's happening in your hips, maybe even in your groin. And you choose to change the size of your circle. So maybe you make your circle smaller or you make your circle bigger. And then change directions. As you move in this new direction, notice any new sensations, any new feelings, or adjustments that you need to make. And then the next time that you're in the center, just pause. Place your hands on your knees. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, lower your chin to your chest. Move your upper back back, so you're rounding your back. Then move your middle back back, round the back. And then tilt your pelvis so that you round the low back. Now we're going to reverse that movement. So low back comes forward, middle back, upper back, look up. We'll do that one more time. Lower your chin to your chest. Round your upper back, middle back, lower back. Draw the belly down, and then reverse it. So lower back goes forward, middle back goes forward, upper back, and then look up. Come to a neutral position. All right, from here, we're playing with a little bit of twists. So take your left hand to the outside of your left hip, any degree. As long as your shoulder is not hiking up by your ear, you're good to go. Take the right hand to the left thigh. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, you're going to rotate to the left and then draw your belly towards your spine. And now you're going to round your low back. So in this position, as you round your low back, you're going to create some space in your hip creases. Inhale, come back to a neutral position. Exhale through the center and then switch sides. Take your right hand behind you. Left hand goes to your right thigh. Take a twist over to the right side. And as you take your twist to the right side, think of rounding just your low back, or think of tilting your pelvis. Draw your belly down. This is going to free up your right hip crease. Inhale back through the center. Exhale, back around to your first position. All right. Move into a 90-90 position. So you're going to take your right shin parallel to the top edge of your mat, and the left knee is going to be directly out from your hip. Look at your left ankle to see that it's in line with your right knee. Okay. If this feels like too much for you, you can elevate your right hip by sliding a block underneath your hip or a blanket. Lean forward and just sway from side to side. Check in with your groin, low back, and your hips. And then slowly you're going to work your way upright. And as you work your way upright, press your right thigh, right knee, right shin, and right ankle firmly into the ground. If this feels like too much on your left leg, you can bring your left leg forward slightly. Keep pressing down. Drive your shin into the ground. You're going to start to feel your right side glutes start to activate. If it feels okay, you're going to lean forward slightly, maybe even come onto your fingertips. But keep driving your thigh down into the ground. Slowly release that. You're going to walk your right hand out to the side. And as you walk your right hand out to the side, come on down to your forearm. If this feels like too much for you, again, take your block and place it underneath your right forearm. Sweep your left arm overhead and just make some circles with your left shoulder. It doesn't particularly matter which way you move your shoulder as long as there's no pain as you're doing it. And then slowly you'll pause, bend the left elbow, take the left elbow and arm to reach it underneath your right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, take your arm underneath the right. Inhale, come back up. Now we're going to hold on the last one. Take the left arm underneath the right and hold. You can be hovering above the ground. You can also really work your way into a fold and place the left forearm on the ground. It's really what feels okay for your spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften the shoulders away from your ears. Slowly release that. Work your way upright. Switch sides. You're going to bring your left shin forward, right leg back. For this setup, you want to see that your right knee is directly out from your hip. Right ankle and knee are in the same line. Left ankle and knee are in the same line as you sit upright, and then drive your left thigh firmly into the ground. As you drive your thigh into the ground and your calf, your ankle, if you feel too much pressure on the right side, you're going to close the right hip some by moving your right hip forward, but still keep that same pressure on your left thigh. Notice any new sensations or feelings that you have on this side that maybe you didn't have on the right. If it feels okay for your body, you're going to lean slightly forward, come onto your fingertips, and keep driving the shin down into the ground. Slowly release that. You're going to walk your left arm out to the side, come down to your left forearm, reach your right arm overhead, and you're going to make circles. Doesn't matter which direction you go, really, as long as there's no pain. Notice if your left shoulder is way up by your ear, slide your scapula or your shoulder blade down your back so that your shoulder comes away from your ear. Pause when your arm is in the air. Bend your right elbow. You're going to take your right arm and thread it underneath the left. Reach. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, take the arm underneath. Inhale, come back up. Last one, you're going to hold in this position. And again, if you need a block underneath your forearm, place a block underneath your forearm, or you can lean all the way into this and feel what your side body is experiencing as you're in this position. Slowly release, come upright. And as you come upright, bring your right leg forward, left leg back. And in this position, we'll play with the back leg this time. So see that your left knee and ankle are directly in one line, and then your left ankle and left knee are in the same line. Place your left hand on your left calf, your right hand on your right thigh. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, twist, and you're going to press down on your right thigh as you traction the left calf away from you. Slowly release that. Come back through the center. Switch sides. This time, see that your right knee and ankle are in the same line and they're directly out from your right hip. Place your right hand on your right calf, left hand on your left thigh. Take a deep breath in, get long. Exhale, twist to the right. And as you twist, press down on your left thigh and traction your right calf away from you. Slowly release that. come back through the center, and then come to lie down on your back. As you come to lie down on your back, bend your knees up so the soles of the feet are flat on the ground. Easy abs, level 1. Inhale, lift your right shin parallel to the floor. Exhale, lower your heels, squeeze the muscles around your right sit bone. Left side, inhale, lift the left shin. Exhale, lower your left heel, squeeze only the muscles around your left sit bone. Inhale, lift your right shin. Exhale, lower your right heel, squeeze the muscles around the right sit bone. Left side, inhale, lift the shin. Exhale, lower the heel, squeeze the muscles around the left sit bone. One more round on each side. Lift and lower, squeeze only the muscles around the sit bone. And notice how your core feels as you do this. Slowly release that. Round 2. For round 2, we're going to play with internal rotations. So get ready. Bend your knees up so that your shins are parallel to the floor. If your low back is tender, you can bring your thighs a little closer towards your chest and then interlace your fingers underneath your head and neck, even though you are not lifting your head and neck. Deep breath in. Exhale, spin your right thigh in towards the midline of the body as you place your right ankle to the outside of your mat. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, spin the left thigh in towards the midline of the body as you lower the ankle to the outside of the mat. Inhale, pick it back up. We got 2 more on each side. Slowly lower the right heel as you spin the thigh in. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, lower the left heel. Inhale, pick it up. Last one, lower the right heel. Notice to see that your left knee and hip are in the same line. And bring it back up. Left side, lower the left heel. Spin the thigh in. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, lower your feet down to the ground. The third part, fun times, is like a little dance. Interlace your fingers underneath your head and neck. Bend your knees up so your shins are parallel to the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, spin your right thigh in as you lower your right heel. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, lower your left heel. Inhale, pick it up. Frog, open your legs, lift your head and shoulders, lengthen your thigh bones away from you as you curl your tailbone in towards your body and draw your belly down. Inhale, knees together, head down. Exhale, lower your right heel as you spin the thigh in. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, lower the left heel as you spin the thigh in. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, frog the legs open. Hold your breath out as you curl your tailbone. Lengthen your thigh bones away from the center line of your body. And now draw your belly down. Inhale, knees together, head down. Last round, you got this. Spin your right thigh in as you lower your heel. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, lower the left heel. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, frog your legs open, curl your tailbone, draw your belly down, and now lengthen your thigh bones away from the center line of your body. Inhale, head down, knees together, feet down as you exhale, windshield wipers. Gently relax the knees from side to side. Slowly release that. As you come to a neutral position, draw your right thigh into your chest, interlace your fingers on top of your shin. Exhale, extend your left leg to hover above the ground or maybe about a foot off the ground. Switch. What's really important as you move from side to side is that your low back stays glued to the mat and there's no tension. So if that means that you have to keep your heel higher on your extended leg, then that's what you do. Hear the sound of your breath. Feel your breath move through your body. Take one more on each side, and then we're going to change to straight leg. So you're doing the same exact thing, but you're interlacing the fingers behind the hamstring to straighten the leg instead of keeping the knee bent. in towards the chest. As you move like this, notice how your hamstrings respond. So if your hamstrings are like, then you bend your knee slightly and you do not lower your leg all the way down. One more on each side. Good. Slowly release that. Place your feet flat on the ground. Grab a block or pretend like you have a block, or have a block and pretend like you're using a block. Place the block between your thighs. As you place the block between your thighs, the first round, we're going to keep the feet on the ground. Interlace the fingers underneath the head and neck. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders up. Inhale, put your head down. Exhale, lift head and shoulders up. Hold the breath out. Squeeze the block. Inhale, put your head down. Exhale, lift, squeeze the block, draw your belly down. Inhale, head down. All right. For the next round, we're going to play with extending the legs, but keep the block between your thighs. Spiral your thighs against the block like we did in the first video. So you really want to work internal rotation. Draw your pinky toes back towards your shins. Shimmy your shoulders away from your waist. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Take your right hand to the block. Try to pull the block from between your thighs, but do not pull it because you have thunder thighs and you are squeezing the heck out of that block. Inhale, put your head down. Exhale, lift. Take the left hand to the block. Squeeze the block like crazy, but try to pull it with your left hand. Inhale, head down. Exhale, lift. Right hand goes to the block. Squeeze that block like crazy. Inhale, head down. Exhale, lift. Left hand goes to the block. Try to take the block from between your thighs. Inhale, head down. Exhale, slowly release that. Bend your knees up. Remove your block. As you remove your block, just pause for a moment. Check in with your breath. Notice how your core feels, how your low back feels, and how your thighs feel. Cool? All right. Up next, we have bridge with wrist stretches. So you're going to take a block, pillow, bolster, something to place it underneath your hips as you're in bridge pose. So bring your feet about hip distance apart. Press down through your feet to curl your tailbone, and then slide your block underneath. So you're going to take the block underneath your sacrum. So if you've got it underneath the soft part of your back, you want to move it towards the bony part. All right, in this position, straighten your right arm up. Take your left hand to your pinky. So left hand takes the right pinky, and you're going to draw your pinky back towards your wrist. Then go to your ring finger, draw your ring finger back. Middle finger, spread the rest of your other fingers. Take the index finger, pull it back, and now take your thumb and pull it back. Release that. Other side. Lift the left hand up. Right hand takes the pinky, draw it back. Move to the ring finger, draw it back. Move to your middle finger, draw it back as you spread the other fingers. To your index finger, draw it back. Lastly, your thumb. These are wonderful finger stretches, wrist stretches, especially if you work on a computer all day. Cool? Slowly release that. Press down to lift your hips up. Now remove the block off to the side. Good. Okay, very disrespectfully, we have one more round of abs. Why is it so important to do abs? Well, that's how we protect our back. So here we go. Interlace the fingers underneath your head and neck. Bring your shins parallel to the floor. Take a deep breath in and just exhale all the air out.
Inhale to lift your head and shoulders up. Hold the breath. Curl your tailbone. Extend your right leg and both elbows stay together and breathe your left leg. Inhale back to the center. Stay lifted. Hold the breath. Curl your tailbone. Exhale, twist. Keep your right shoulder off of the ground. Inhale back to the center. Hold the breath. Curl your tailbone. Exhale, twist. Straighten your right leg. Squeeze the elbows together. Inhale. Back to the center. Hold the breath. Curl the tailbone. Exhale, twist. Keep your right shoulder off of the mat. Inhale. Back to the center. Last round. Hold the breath. Curl your tailbone. Exhale, twist. Straighten your right leg. Inhale. Back to the center. Hold the breath. Curl your tailbone. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Back to the center.
Exhale, release. As you release, move your knees from left to right as a windshield wiper. Notice how your low back feels, how your hip flexors feel. And then slowly pause in the center to roll onto your belly. So as you roll onto your belly, prop yourself up onto your forearms just for a moment. And notice how your low back feels in this position. Good. So you're just lengthening through the crown of the head, stretch back through the tops of the feet. All right, up next is back traction. So you're going to come down to your forehead, place your hands around your hips, thumbs against your sacrum. Place the forehead on the ground. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, you're going to traction or press your thumbs into your sacrum so that your sit bones move towards the back of the knees. We saw this in a standing position in the first video. Squeeze your elbows together and then slowly release that. Press yourself up to a tabletop position. As you come into your tabletop position, see that your knees and hips are stacked and your wrists and shoulders are stacked. All right, here we go. Spine segmentation. Round your upper back. Keep your upper back rounded. And now you're just tilting your pelvis forward and backward. Forward and backward. Slowly release that. Come to a neutral spine. Up next, we're playing with hip circles. And as we work the hip circles, you want to be mindful to keep your spine in a neutral position. So no arching in your spine. Lift your front hip points, knit your ribs in. Here we go. First up, take your right knee directly out to the right, back and up, then back to the center. Take the right knee out to the side, back and up, back to the center. One more. Out to the side, back and up, back to the center. And now we're going to reverse it and go the opposite way. Lift the leg back and up first, out to the side, back to the center. As you move in this way, notice what's happening in your left hip. If your left hip starts to sway, hug your left hip in towards the midline of your body. We got two more. Take the leg back and up, out to the side, back to the center. Back and up, out to the side, back to the center. Sit your hips to your heels for just a moment. It's really important to keep your spine in a neutral position in that. So if you need, you can go ahead and watch yourself as you're doing it. So you can record yourself, see what's happening in your body, and then readjust. Cool? All right. Tabletop. Here we go. For the left side, take the left knee directly out to the left, back and up, center. Out to the side, back and up, center. Out to the side, back and up, center. Now we're going to reverse that. Take it back and up, out to the side, center. Back and up, out to the side, center. Last one, back and up, out to the side, center. Good. Sit your hips to your heels for just a moment. Notice how your glutes are now firing and supporting you as we move. Okay, take your blocks. You're going to line the blocks up so they're about shoulder distance apart. Walk your knees back so that it feels comfortable to place your elbows or the back of your elbows and triceps on the blocks. Bring your palms together, and you're going to relax your head so that your head is between your arms. Avoid letting your head hang. So you want to keep your head in a neutral position. Think of sticking your butt out or untucking, so you're coming into a anterior tilt in the pelvis, or you're sticking the butt out. And then think about lifting your front hip points towards your bottom ribs in this position, so you're no longer in that deep anterior tilt. It's a small movement. We'll do it again. So tilt the pelvis forward and down, and now lift the pelvis towards your belly button. One more time, arch, and then lift the front hip points. Good. Now notice, hopefully you notice that when you do that, you are tilting your pelvis, but more than likely you start to feel something in your arms and in your shoulder girdle because they're all connected, okay? So be mindful of that as we continue to move. Up next, lunges. Step your right foot forward. Right knee and right ankle are directly on top of each other. Left knee and left ankle is on top. Find the alignment of your spine. So notice if you are sticking your butt out, think of lifting your front hip points towards your bottom ribs, or think of knitting everything in towards the center of your body or midline of your body. Interlace your fingers. Exhale, rotate. So your hips stay neutral, and you're just rotating through the middle back or the thoracic spine. Slowly release that. Pause in the center. You're going to reach your left fingertips down by your left thigh. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, knit the ribs in, and just tilt. So you're reaching straight down through the left fingertips, up and over through the right fingertips. Good. Slowly come back to the center, switch. Release the right fingertips down, lift the left arm up this time, and you're simply reaching the right fingertips down as you reach the left fingertips over the head. Slowly release that. Switch your legs out. Step the left foot forward. Bring your right knee and hip to stack directly on top of each other. Interlace the fingers and rotate. Keep the hips neutral versus allowing them to move with you as you twist. Pause in the center. Release your right fingertips down. Lift your left arm up. Notice if you arched your back, lift your front hip points. Reach the right fingertips down, left arm up and over. Slowly release that. Come up to the center. Release the left fingertips down. Reach your right arm up. Exhale. Lean. Knit the ribs in. And feel the stretch along the right side ribs. Avoid rolling forward, so it's just a simple side bend. And then come back through the center. As you come back through the center, we're going to switch to the right leg. Grab your blocks once again. This time, you're going to frame your front foot with your blocks and just shift your weight forward and backward. As you shift your weight forward and backward, keep your chest lifted. So you're not folding into this deeply. It's more of a stretch. So you keep your chest lifted as you move forward and backward. Good. The next time that you're forward in your lunge, you're going to stay forward in your lunge. And now squeeze your left heel towards your butt. Now we're priming the hamstring. So squeeze your left glute and contract the left hamstring. Slowly release that. Straighten through your front leg and then just switch your legs out. Step the left foot forward. And again, as you rock front to back, be mindful to keep your chest lifted the entire time. Notice if you tend to open your hips, you want to roll your right hip forward, left hip back as you shift forward and backward. Next time that you're forward, you're going to stay forward. Squeeze your right heel towards your butt. Squeeze the glute. Feel your legs start to light up. Release that. Straighten through your front leg. And then slowly release that. Sit your hips to your heels for just a moment. As you come into this position, take your shoulders up by your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And now glide your shoulder blades down your back and then broaden. So you're broadening your middle back. So shoulders up, together, back, down, and then broaden. So you're spreading your middle back. We'll do it one more time. Up, together, back and down, and now spread or broaden your shoulder blades. Okay, we're right where we need to be. Come to lay down on your back for bridge pose. For this bridge pose, we're not going to use a block. So you'll do your very best to use the strength of your legs to hold yourself up versus using a block to go underneath you. Ready? Here we go. Bend your knees up so the soles of the feet are flat on the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other right away. Bring your elbows by the sides of your body. Fingertips go up towards the ceiling, kind of like a little robot. Okay? And as you drive down, think of curling your tailbone or lifting your front hip points towards your bottom ribs. Once you have that action, drive your hips up. And now you're holding in this position. So the back of the legs are working, front of the hips get to have a bit of a stretch or a release. Think of spiraling your thighs in the same way that you've done the whole class. Slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. All right, up next, you have two choices. The first choice is to take a block and place it between your thighs and repeat bridge pose. For those of you who want to play with a back bend, you're going to create the space so that you can place your hands by the sides of your head to any degree, okay? And as you have your hands to the sides of your head, think of that same position when you were in bridge pose, right? You're just flipping your wrist, okay? So we were here, and now we're going to be here. All right. Then press down through your feet. Think of curling your tailbone, and now you're going to drive your hips up. As you drive your hips up, think of spiraling your thighs in towards the midline of the body. Squeeze the shoulder blades slightly together, and then slowly bend your elbows, come down to the back of your head as you tuck your chin, and then you're just going to roll on down one vertebrae at a time. Cool. Let your knees relax towards each other. So if you have your block between your thighs, remove your block. Let the knees relax towards each other. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, rinse the breath out. Slowly release that. Bring your feet about hip distance apart. Straighten your right leg up. Turn your right toes to the right. And now cross your right ankle over your left thigh. You can use a block for this or not. So if you have a block, you're going to press the block into your right thigh and your thigh into the block. So there's a little bit of traction there. Good. Deepen your breath. Notice how your spine feels when you do this. Slowly release that. Lift your right leg up, step your foot down, switch sides. Lift the left leg up, turn the toes to the left, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, and now put the block against your thigh. If you don't have a block, you could do it with your hand. But the idea is that you press your thigh into your hand, hand into your thigh. And then immediately bring your awareness to the muscles that run along your spine. You can even play with drawing your belly down. Slowly release that. Step your foot down. As you step your foot down, roll over to your belly. And as you come onto your belly, you're going to place your arms in front and rest your forehead on your hands. Deep breaths into the back of the body. Feel how it feels for your belly to connect to the earth. Slowly lift up. You're going to bring your right knee out to the side for a half frog. So right knee comes directly out from the hip. Right knee and ankle are in the same line. We've kind of done this position before while we were seated. You can stay here, or you're going to press your right hand down and slide the left arm underneath. So you're tractioning or pressing yourself to the left with your right arm. Slowly release that. Come back to the center. Slide your right foot down. And now we have the left side. As you come to the left side, you're going to bring your foot out to the left. Prop yourself up. And see that your left heel and your knee are in the same line. Stay here, or place your left hand down, thread your right arm underneath, and you're literally pressing yourself to the right with your left arm. And you can relax your right ear towards your right shoulder. Slowly release that. Press yourself up. Come back to the center. As you come back to the center, you can shimmy your hips from left to right. And then slowly, as you're ready, you're going to press yourself up to a seated position. As you find yourself in a seated position, just take a moment to scan your body. Notice how your spine feels, how your hips feel, how your legs feel. Have a great rest of your day. Peace and blessings.